Hey GV gang, Brandon here with another Nintendo Switch 2 news update. I mean, I guess you could call it that. We've got some new direct feed footage of Cyberpunk 2077 running on Nintendo Switch 2. And this comes from Denfami Nico Gamer. This video is available on their YouTube channel. I implore you to please go watch it on their channel. We're just going to look at a couple clips here, but link to that is in the description below. And first impressions, just from looking at this, we have this shot driving here into the city, and if you had told me that this was running on Nintendo Switch 2, much less a handheld, I wouldn't have believed you. And in the city, the frame rate just stays consistent. There's really not any noticeable drops. The visual fidelity here is good. There's a lot of darkness in this scene, obviously, but I think it really helps those like colorful neon lights pop, and the effect is sold really well here on Nintendo Switch 2. I remember not being too impressed with like the quality of hair in the version of Cyberpunk 2077 that we played at the preview event, and while what I see here does seem to be better, I wouldn't say it's great. Keanu Reeves is looking a little more like Keanu Beeves, but still, it looks good. Honestly, the visual quality here reminds me of like an early to midlife PS4 game. Obviously, Cyberpunk 2077 is a PS4 game, but most of us know it by its modern versions, which include Phantom Liberty, which obviously the Switch 2 version also includes. Yeah, this game this shot of Keanu, it's not covered in the typical like Nintendo Switch mud that you would come to expect from these impossible ports. I mean, remember Witcher 3? That game works. I don't think it looks good at all, but it works. And that's not really the impression I'm getting from Cyberpunk 2077. My impression is that A, it works, and B, it actually looks pretty good. I don't know what kind of magic they're pulling over at CDPR, or if the Nintendo Switch 2 is that capable of a machine. We know that they're using DLSS in Cyberpunk 2077 on Nintendo Switch 2, and I don't know to what degree that's helping here, but however it is, clearly it's working, because wow, the game is just crystal clear, especially when you compare it to this footage. This comes from Steam Deck Gaming. We have footage of Cyberpunk 2077 running on the Steam Deck. This footage is about a year old, but ugh. That doesn't look good at all. The frame rate's somewhere in the 30 and 40s here in the footage that they're showing here, and we know 40 FPS is the target, I believe, in the performance mode for Switch 2, but that image quality is just awful. I mean, when you put them side by side, it's kind of wild that the Switch 2 version even exists. Obviously, Cyberpunk has had some specific time dedicated to it from the development team for Nintendo Switch 2. Steam Deck and the other PC handhelds have not really gotten that treatment. I know that they have spent some time like making Steam Deck profiles for the game, I'm pretty sure. But whatever they're doing on Switch 2 is a lot more successful. According to Denfami Gamer, they only felt a slight lag when they did their autosave, when the autosave loaded. But other than that their gameplay was smooth. They were also impressed with the load times in portable mode. They mentioned after they switched to portable mode, they loaded another autosave, and that the loading time was a lot smoother than they expected it would be. They approximated it to around 30 seconds, which is actually comparable to the other home console versions of Cyberpunk 2077. So that's really impressive. I don't know how many of you have been playing your Switch 1s in the last couple years, but those load times are bad in a lot of games. So this is really good to hear. But overall, I think Cyberpunk 2077 is looking really impressive on Switch 2. So if you haven't gotten a chance to play the game yet, if you don't have one of the other consoles or a PC, I think this is actually a pretty competent way to play Cyberpunk 2077. It's really impressive. What else can you say about it? We're inching closer and closer to the launch of Nintendo Switch 2, and I'm really excited to see what other games are coming to the platform, what kind of performance we're getting out of them. I'm really excited for Fantasy Life I. We don't know when the Switch 2 version of that game is coming out, but I want to see how it compares to like PS5, because I am doubtful that Switch 1 version is going to run really well. But we'll see. Let me know if you're going to pick up Cyberpunk 2077 on launch day in the comments below. For the rest of your Nintendo Switch 2 news, reviews, and everything in between, keep it here to GVG. But until then, keep the games good and the vibes greater. And subscribe if you haven't. Bye now.